What's going on, people? Welcome to another Toronto Hoop Talk live stream. Today, we're here for game number 2 of Summer League. We got Rockets and Raptors. Both teams played yesterday. So, a quick turnaround for both teams. I don't know about the injury situation for Houston, but I know that Toronto is hoping to get 2 players back from injury. And we'll see if it actually works out that way. But nonetheless, excited to watch some hoops again. I'll always take Raptors basketball, regardless of how it's packaged. So we are going to have our eyes peeled for the starting 5. So what the hell did I have open on Twitter last time? Oh, yeah, the free agency sheet. Okay, let's go Raptors. Starting 5? No. Oh, man. Fair. Okay, so no Colin Murray Boyles, no Elijah Martin, 2 games in a row. The reaction you're seeing is somebody who's resigned to the fact that they will be watching some very low 3-point shooting numbers all night. But we'll live. We'll deal with it. Shout out to everybody in here. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We don't have tip off quite yet, but we will be starting off pretty soon, I'm sure. But fuck, dude. More Chucky Hepburn, Namari Burnett, and Seth Lundy. I'm happy to watch Graves and Biddle. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm upset about that. But yeah, no Elijah Martin, no CMB is disappointing. There's a day off before the next game, so hopefully we can get to see him then. But yeah. Yo, hold on. Rich Tony, shout out to you for being here, first and foremost. Good to see you. Second of all, are you unaware of the legend that is Nate Biddle? Are you really going to sit here, step into my house, kick your feet on my coffee table, and say you don't know who Nate Biddle is? No, I'm playing. So he's an undrafted free agent from the who wasn't picked in this last draft. 7-foot center from Oregon. Basically, yeah. So he's probably going to be in the G League unless he makes like the last spot on the roster. He might be a 2-way, but he played yesterday. He had 6 blocks in 10 minutes. He showed some really good passing. He had shot a sidestep 3, like he pump fake, put the ball on the floor, sidestep 3. Honestly, like he looks like a decent little player. Now the problem is he does look 34. He's 23, but he looks like an old man because he has an outrageous bald spot. He's definitely related to Jay Huff. Nobody can tell me that he's not related to Jay Huff. But no, Nate Biddle was solid. Let me pull up the box score. If I can find it easily. You know what? SofaScore might be better for that. Raptors, Celtics, July 10. Box score. But yeah, Nate Biddle had 8, 10, and then 6 blocks. But again, he had 6 blocks in his first 10 minutes, and then people didn't really play him ever. People didn't really try him after that. But yeah, we'll see how he plays. What's going on, Caden? This whole draft is really good. Going undrafted doesn't really mean anything. I mean, it's just one of those things where like it's not like undrafted players can't be good. With his case, like I'm not deep enough in the draft world to know exactly why he went undrafted. Sure, there's probably some valid criticisms and stuff we'll see at the NBA level, but at the summer league level, bro, he played well. Like he made a full court bounce pass on the break. Like it was a defensive possession. We got the steal and he took the ball and he just whipped it down the court. A bounce pass that was perfectly hit the guy in transition. That was sick. Again, the sidestep 3, he missed it, but it looked fluid. And then I think he made a 3 after that. Yeah, 2 for 5 from 3. So like, bro, decent shooter, shot blocker. He's big. He probably is going to be ass in terms of like getting switched out onto the perimeter defensively. Probably doesn't move his feet well. But that being said, you're talking about like you're looking for role players out of undrafted free agents. So I will say that this is a Nate Biddle fan club here. So we don't tolerate Biddle disrespect. Shout out to my guy Braun. CMB is out Saturday. Yeah, this sucks, man. This really sucks. Man is on my summer league thumbnail for no fucking reason. He's just there. He's just there to get people's interest and to get people to click, bro. CMB on my thumbnail is pure clickbait. I will concede. NBA TV is so funny. I'm seeing Julius Randle Knicks highlights on my screen right now, knowing full well that man did not contribute to anything great in New York. But yeah, the game hasn't started yet. The starting time was listed at 9:37. Sorry, 9:30. It's 9:37 right now. But yeah, so hold on, Rich Tony. That means you didn't watch Alan Graves yesterday, right? Ooh, okay. I mean, to give you a brief update, Chucky Hepburn did not look like a point guard. Now, I think like when it comes to what the Raptors look for, you obviously know you're getting somebody who's good at perimeter defense. I didn't quite see a ton to be like excited about, especially for a guard, because I feel like in Summer League, when you're a guard and the ball's always in your hands, like you have a ton of chances to show stuff. When it comes to forwards and bigs, there's a little bit more space for you to like look at the game and kind of just like take little moments and make a bigger deal out of them, because they just don't have as many Yo, that's funny. You pulled for Joakim Noah and I pulled for Al Horford. So on the stream yesterday, the first time he shot, I think I flinched a little bit. I jumped. You said Joakim Noah, I said Al Horford. They were teammates in college. Oddly enough, that's a nasty duo. I don't know how that coach felt. But the thing about Graves, bro, is that like he started 0 for 3 from 3. Then he nailed 3 threes in clutch time. Like that, as long as that motherfucker goes in, we'll take it. But yeah, no, like I thought his touch around the basket was really, really good. I thought the off-ball defense was awesome. The hustle was great. Got a couple blocks, got a couple steals. I liked his aggressiveness going at the basket. His handle could get better, for sure. Clearly looks like a catch and shoot player. Doesn't look like I see like it feels like it'll be a long time before he ever develops anything off the dribble, if that happens. But like as far as you're drafting people out of the lottery and you're looking for contributors, he looks like a clear contributor. I don't know where he's going to get minutes. Well, the way I look at it, right, him and Kyle Anderson are going to be competing for the backup power forward spot, because I think CMB is going to be the backup 5/starting 5 if something happens to Jakob Poeltl. And that's an issue in and of itself that like you can consider later. But I think slow-mo is like the Graves insurance if Graves isn't ready to play early. That's how I see it. Has this game really not started yet, or is this channel tripping? This game has not started yet, bro. They're just showing me Tyrese Maxey highlights as if that's not traumatic as a Raptors fan. But yeah, other things. Okay, so Lundy is in the starting lineup, right? Lundy, I thought was just he just chucked the entire game, bro. What's it called? Hold on. Yeah, so Lundy started 2 for 2. The guy went 2 for 13 after that. So he's just here to chuck. Hepburn, like I said, man, it says this shit says 4 for 16. 5 assists to 1 turnover, but yeah. Namari Burnett didn't see a whole lot. Biddle, I was okay with. Jaden Bradley, to be honest, everybody else, like, it's a summer league team, you know, not much to say. Jamarian Sharp is just a fun watch. I wouldn't say he's good, but he's a fun watch, bro. Jamarian Sharp, for those who don't know, is 7'5". He has the Wemby build. He's just not that good at basketball. So there's that. But he has the Wemby build. It really didn't start yet. I think Kawhi sitting if CMB starting at the 5. Bro, but you say that, but bro, I think a Kawhi, Scotty, and CMB front court, unless you can bully them with a real center, I think that front court is going to be a problem for a lot of teams. And there's going to be some teams that can bully that lineup with the center. But everybody else can't talk shit. Damn, dog. I didn't know I'd have to sit around and kill this much time. Wait, let me see what other game is happening right now, because maybe the gym isn't empty. Sorry. Yeah, oh, hold on. I imagine they're not waiting for Hawks and Nets to end, because that's going to take a while. It must have been Nuggets, Timberwolves. But yeah, we got Rockets, Raptors, whenever the hell that starts. The next time they play is on Monday against, I think, the Pacers. Man, we got to cook. League Pass says it's about to start. Okay, I'm about a minute later because of the way I'm watching it. So it'll probably start in about a minute for me then. Say less, though. We are late night, Saturday night hoops. Shout out to everybody here coming back from yesterday. You guys are super duper appreciated. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We have Raptors hoops coming up. We get 5 cracks at watching this team before we have to put our, put our Raptors fandom away low key until like preseason games in late September, early October. Okay, they've gone from Maxey highlights to Jamal Murray highlights on NBA TV Canada. Okay, now it says game will begin soon. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, no way. Okay, I'm seeing these new Rockets uniforms. It will take a lot of time for me to get used to the yellow. This still doesn't feel right. This still feels, oh man. But yeah, I was looking at Houston's team playing the roster they played. No, bro. He's not playing it. Neither is CMB. Same starting lineup. Basically same team playing that was playing yesterday. I'm pissed. Yeah, shout out to Caddy Pan, man. Welcome back. But yeah, I was looking at Houston's roster. Man, they have one guy that looks like a scoring threat, and he's a guard. So with our roster composition and the way we pick players like Chucky Hepburn and Jaden Bradley, if you guys can't keep Bruce Thornton in check, that's going to be a disappointment for sure. Yeah, it looks like there's no other, that they only have one rookie, and I don't think they have any second-year players on the team either. But yeah, back to this Rockets uniform. It's going to take a lot of time for me to get used to it because they really just look like a team repping Ronald McDonald's. They're like the All-American team, except they're grown men. But yeah, man. I look forward to making a year worth of McDonald's puns this upcoming season. Yo, they're showing a game recap of yesterday's game. I want to flush that from my memory. That shit was such a tough watch. Outside of hyping Alan Graves and Nate Biddle, that shit was such a tough watch. They're showing Hugo Gonzalez highlights as if he didn't fucking throw up bricks after bricks after bricks yesterday. Chris Sanak looked all right. I mean, his role is a lot different on the team, but I think he looked okay. Elijah Williams, that center for Boston, he looked like he could find a role in the NBA. But yeah, I can't believe I'm signing up on a Saturday night to watch Seth Lundy shoot 15 shots. But I really am about to do that, man. Shout out to everybody in here. Because again, like, we're all brave soldiers for watching this roster like this. But yeah, that and one from Graves was tough, where he got bumped by 2 people. I'm watching more plays that I'm pissed about. Oh, man. That turnover was sick. Okay, cool. They're towards the end of the highlights. Surely this game is about to start soon. Surely it is. They're going to show the overtime highlights as well. They just started the broadcast? Say less. Okay, I'm going to get it a minute later. But yeah, get ready, Rich Tony, to be indoctrinated to the Church of Nate Biddle. We're going to send my dog to Turkey, and he's going to be sick as a second-year player. Trust it. Trust it. Yo, they're showing me Missoula championship winning highlights. Anything but the game. Bruce Thornton is 6'2", 230. Really? That's a football build. Oh, wait. They must have got he must have put on some weight after getting drafted. Gee. This man's coming for Desmond Bane's chain. Is there no... Okay, hold on. Desmond or Bruce Thornton, Ohio. Okay, the broadcast just started on my screen. Rich Tony, that was necessary to throw there. Oh, he's definitely built, bro. Okay, that's his college weight. But yeah, I say this to say, bro, if Chucky Hepburn and Jaden Bradley, if you guys are good at the NBA skill you're supposed to be good at, which is defense on the perimeter, Bruce Thornton got to get held in check. But yeah, we're about to tip off. You guys will probably be ahead of me because I am watching it in a way that leaves me about a minute late. Holy, I just missed that pass from Burnett. I missed that pass, like watching the game yesterday. I didn't remember. Yo, that's what I'm saying, bro. His biggest flaw is he needs to go to Turkey. It's bad, bro. Okay, Rich Tony, go to my stream from yesterday just to watch the first 2 minutes. I literally think as I started the stream, I was like, holy shit, dog. You can see his bald spot is glowing. Like, you can see the lights from the stadium shining off his head. Yo, you can tell he wasn't making any NIL money, bro. Because these are the kind of guys where the first million they touch, like some of that money is going towards hair. Yo, they're talking about his hair on the broadcast. Oh, that sucks, dog. Poor guy. Not really. He'll be fine in life. All right, Rockets win the jump ball. Bruce Thornton. We're going to learn some of these other guys' names, but Bruce Thornton is the guy I know. Starting with Chucky Hepburn guarding him. Hepburn fighting through a screen. He passes the ball up. Thornton with the ball again. Has to shoot over Lundy. What are they? And it's a turnover. Toronto ball. Rockets picking up pretty high up the floor. All right. Biddle setting a screen. Hepburn gets the switch, but does nothing with it. Graves has to pull up from 3. What the hell was that? Yeah, I don't know. That was a pretty contested shot from Graves. Damn, and 1 from whoever this is. He's undrafted because they thought it was the coach. 100% he was undrafted because they thought, bro, he's definitely 29, and he's probably not going to get much better. Okay, summer league time involves learning people's names. Who is this 00? This is T. Newton. See, okay, SofaScore does at least let me get these people's full names in the moment. Tristan Newton. Hepburn from the corner misses. Lundy fighting for the offensive rebound. Can't get it. Also, Rich Tony, what you're gonna I just realized this. You're gonna see the new free throw rule. They're testing it out in summer league. But basically, up until the last 2 minutes of the game, oh my god, what a horrible turnover from Lundy. Basically, every time somebody gets fouled, they shoot one free throw for all the points. Another horrible turnover, bro. Somebody look at Lundy's phone, bro. He definitely has somebody betting the over on his turnovers. Those 2 turnovers were nasty, dog. Graves gets the steal. Oh my goodness. I will say, I think Hepburn's decision making is a little ass sometimes. Lundy from 3. See, that's all he's here to do. That's all he's here to do, man. Lundy's here to just chuck and turn the ball over. 100%, bro. They'd be asking for his birth certificate. Like, everybody would be on Trump time. I thought Biddle moved his feet well to get the big dap to pass the ball up. Graves definitely didn't have to bite that hard on he didn't have to fly out at that 3-point shooter. It's summer league, guys. These guys can't shoot. These guys can't shoot. Lundy with the dunk. Shout out to Banana Bread 10. That's a fire name. I don't even necessarily know what that means. Do you mean the shade, the tan that the person is getting to is banana bread color? I just like the name. That's a hell of a name. But shout out to you, Graves with the steal. Bro, we're hyping everything up. We're hyping everything up. But yeah, Lundy with our first 5 points. My shit. Okay, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm trying to see what color. Hey, can we let's figure out a good descriptor for my color. I wouldn't say We'll find something. We'll find the game is on. Good pass by Biddle. Found a cutting Graves. Graves couldn't quite sort his handle out to get control of the ball there. Ball was pretty far away from his body. Rockets did a good job of getting it out of his hands. But again, I thought it was there's shade. You know what? Like, Biddle shows me shades of Marc Gasol's game, like old man Gasol, when he wasn't actually that good. But in terms of just like the passing is probably better than the average 7-footer. The shooting is like acceptable. We'll see if Biddle. The issue is that like Marc Gasol himself in the modern NBA maybe wouldn't be as valuable considering how small the league has gotten and how they really do punish bigs that can't move their feet well nowadays. But no, like that's kind of what it feels like I'm watching sometimes. Biddle has some old man Marc Gasol shit going on. But even that, like the way Biddle pump faked and shot the sidestep 3 yesterday, I've never seen Gasol do that. Graves goes around the screen. Graves passes to Biddle. Biddle misses. Offensive rebound. He's there. That's the guy right there. That's the fucking guy right there. And I think Graves got an assist. I'm telling you. Jaden Bradley, Chucky Hepburn, they kind of let me down a little bit. But Biddle and Graves are holding me down when it comes to having something to watch. Hepburn off the steal. Passes to Burnett. Burnett to Graves. Graves. Back to Burnett. Burnett, come on. Please. Don't waste the possession. Passes it to Hepburn. Biddle. Oh, he didn't need to pick up the dribble there. Hepburn. Deep. Misses front rim. Fuck. Oh, Graves, another steal. Let's go. Burnett, pull up 3 in transition. Knocks it down. Raptors have a lead. 10-7. Thornton. Hepburn. You know what? Okay, considering how aggressive Hepburn was at the point of attack, he kind of got smoked there. Like, Thornton did get to the basket, and that did kind of generate an advantage that they cashed in on. Houston shot a corner three to tie the game up. It's 10-10. Lundy looking for Graves. Graves has the ball. Graves spins at the basket, gets his shot blocked. Lundy to Hepburn. Hepburn to at the buzzer. Misses. 10-10. Nifty little spin there from Graves. Would have liked to see him do better at the basket. I thought he did really well going to the basket yesterday. Didn't quite look as good there, but yeah. Miss from Houston. Lundy. Deep three. Knocks it down. Okay, who the hell is Seth Lundy and where is he? Like, what is his career history right now? It's 13-10. Seth Lundy went to Penn State, second round pick in 2023, spent 23-24 on Atlanta. Did he just do nothing since 2024? Now Seth Lundy has undergone surgery in a bone spur. Two-way contract waived December 18th. So, Marsha. Damn, okay. A lot of time out of basketball for the last 2 years. Sheesh. I have a lot of random tabs open. 13-13. Hepburn. Who's that foul called on? Timeout, Toronto. Well, timeout, 13-13. The reason the Raptors are tied in this game is Seth Lundy. But again, it's summer league, so you're watching less for score, less for outcome, and more just for like the game of the younger players you're interested in. And at this point, there's 3 players that I've had my eye on that played. Jaden Bradley, when he eventually checks in, we'll be watching him pretty closely too. But yeah, Chucky Hepburn, like, considering the way people talk about the organization seeing value in him, it kind of doesn't seem like that one is going to pan out. Point of attack defense itself is not going to get you through the league. You're going to have to develop some other things, and I just don't know if I've seen enough other than that yet. Regarding Graves, took some time to settle into the game yesterday. Looks like it's happening again today. And then Biddle. It's summer league, so I don't think people are like scouting necessarily. But people are definitely trying Biddle less. Holy shit. They're showing Kyle Lowry highlights. 2017. Lowry, step back 3 over Delhi. Game. Holy shit. We should talk about Gary Trent right now. Actually, no. I'll save it for like the end of the first or halftime or something. This is definitely but yeah, no, we have to talk about this because there's 100% some type of money laundering scheme going on. Money laundering or like straight up just pandering to Clutch Mafia. There's one article I want to see if I can find because I feel like it's playing out again. I've heard that Graves and Biddle could still see their athleticism improve over the next 2 seasons. Here's the thing. I don't think I'm an expert on stuff like this. What I would say is that I could imagine that being in an NBA like fitness program could help like max out the shape that you're in. But I don't know if guys can necessarily like get more athletic from the standpoint of like there does come an age where you kind of just are what you are, but like they could definitely help cap out what you are, right? So it's like if you have some flexibility issues or some strength issues that you just haven't addressed because you know you're a young person and you don't have the greatest access to resources, like I'm sure at the NBA you can max those things out. Jamarian Sharp with the putback. But yeah, for the people who didn't watch the game yesterday, get ready to watch the Jamarian Sharp hoops. It's like for roughly 2 minutes of the game, you're going to feel like Wemby's on your team. For the rest of the game, it's not going to be good. But for 2 minutes, it's like, fuck, we have Wemby. Holy shit, Jamarian Sharp, what the hell? He's trying to get a foul called on him. You're 7'5". You don't have to be that aggressive. You just have to exist. You're an obstacle by just existing. He's out there defending like he's Chucky Hepburn. Did they go to break again? Fuck that shit. Okay, Gary Trent. So I want to show you guys some things. Gary Trent Jr. Spotrac, and then Gary Trent Jr. stats. Okay, so Gary Trent Jr. Where is there not a career earnings thing? Okay, so he got 351 in Toronto, and then after 351, he was on a minimum salary deal. And then in 2025, he was on a minimum salary deal again. So off of his big deal in Toronto, 2 minimum salaries. Now, you might ask, surely he played really, really well on these minimum salaries in order to get this money. And to that, I tell you, he actually performed poorly last year compared to the year before. First year in Milwaukee, 11 points a game. Last year in Milwaukee, 8 points a game, right? Now, perhaps there's some mitigating circumstances in terms of minutes, right? No, he just went from 25 to 21, like relatively loosely in the same ballpark. Field goal percentage went down from 43 to 38. 3-point percentage down from 41 to 36. Free throw percentage down from 85 to 76. This man literally played worse than the last time he was a free agent and got over 20 times as much money as he did last offseason. This is crazy. And I'm going to tie this to something later. But first, we have basketball to watch. He just grew, still learning his body. Only been tall a couple years is hilarious. Bro just went from 6'2" to 7'5". Dagenhart with the ball. Oh, yeah. So for people who didn't watch this game yesterday, this bench is horrendous, dude. This bench is fucking. This bench is a challenge to watch. Jermarian Sharp is a time. That's fun to like participate in. Dagenhart, Tyreek Key, even Jaden Bradley. I'm sorry to say, and then they have Hogard on the floor right now, but they've had some different guys rotate in that last spot. Some of these guys are a rough watch. Shout out to Tyreek Key though. He tried out. I think he's a local guy. He tried out for the 905, paid $200 to try out, and he actually made the 905. And obviously now he's on the summer league team. So like respect the human being for getting through all that shit and like making it happen. But like as a TV viewer, can Elijah Martin play point guard? See, I assume that what you're asking is can he run an offense? And to that, I would say probably not. Elijah Martin seems like the kind of player that the reason he's a point guard is because he's short. Big three for Houston gives them the lead back 16-15. Good three off the dribble. But yeah, I feel like the reason he's a point guard is because he's short, right? Like if he was 6'5", then he would just be like an athletic defensive two guard that occasionally slashes to the basket, turnover, lob to Jermarian Sharp, easy money right there. Yeah, there's a lot of players like that, right? I think same thing would be said for what's it called? Chucky Hepburn. But yeah, no, like when it comes to Elijah Martin, it's just not his skill set to say, here's the ball, run the offense. You want him doing other things. Like the reason I was fascinated by looking at Elijah Martin's, like when we first got him, is that he shot the three better than Jamal Shed. He's more athletic than Jamal Shed. He has the same, like they talk about him having the same skill set in terms of like point of attack, defense, whatever. Like obviously we'll see it at the NBA level. But I say all these things to say, like I remember going into last year knowing that we were going to hand the reins to Jamal Shed as the point guard off the bench and just thinking like, well, damn, like I imagine if given the same opportunity, Elijah Martin might be able to do better. We obviously just haven't seen that yet. But no, I don't think we have a player off the bench that you would hand the ball to and say like, here, run the show. I don't think we've drafted that kind of a skill set. Elijah's a dog, reminds me of Norman Powell. See, like this, I can hear. This I can hear in terms of like Like essentially what I said about Elijah is like he's a point guard because of his height. Like this kind of a game actually makes sense. Shout out to Manjeet. Let's go. More Punjabi people in here. But yeah, no. It's on NBA TV Canada, bro. All the Raptors Summer League games are on NBA TV Canada. Tyreek Key just tried to bang on somebody. That's crazy, dog. What the hell? He tried out for the 905, made it, and man, felt invincible ever since. He made the free throw to get both the points, though. See, what's it called? Rich Tony, bro. One free throw for all the points. It's super suspenseful. Oh, good defense by Hogard. What the Jaden Bradley, dog, I don't think you had to dive at the ball. I think if you just reached down to pick the ball up, you could have got it. Yes. No, think about it, bro. When you get fouled shooting a 3-point shot, this shit is actually stressful now. Like, it is actually like a suspenseful moment. I mean, it is for 2-point free throws as well. But what I liked is like, I think as a whole, people don't like it. I like the pacing of the game, bro. Like, it keeps the game quick and back and forth. 2 free throws is a pretty big break. And like, it's built into the idea of like, if you want to build or if you want to cut another team's momentum, you get to the free throw line because it just results in a bunch of standing around. It's a great way to bleed some of the energy that the other team builds up when they have things going. I mean, I think that's a little bit less effective when it's just like get to the free throw line, you shoot the ball, and we're starting the game the second the you shoot that, like you shoot the ball. I mean, I don't know. I can hear arguments about like the way it impacts the game in like from a point standpoint. Like, I think it makes having a bad free throw shooter a little bit worse. But, bro, I think it's sick for the pacing. And then like I mentioned this in the last stream. I'm a fan of chaos, dude. Like, I'm maybe a little bit less partial to people's arguments when it comes to like, hey, this is what's fair. This is what's right. This is what like is good for the competition. Bro, I'm a big fan of chaos. I think the rest is important with 2 shots. I think rest being a game management strategic thing is better than rest being built into the game. Like, I think that saying that free throws are there to preserve players' rest, it's not like if you take free throws away, or like make this change that all of a sudden rest is impossible. It just makes resting players a more strategic thing for coaches to handle. And I don't mind that. I think I prefer multiple shots, but maybe I'm more. No, it's not like I don't know. I don't think this is necessarily that deep. I know there's more people that prefer 2 free throws than people like me. I just like I don't know. I've enjoyed the change in this game. This is also a summer league game, and I don't care personally, right? Like in terms of the outcome, like I'm caring about watching the players. Maybe if I was watching the Raptors in Game 76, chasing a playoff spot or a higher seed in the playoffs, that I would be pissed off if things went wrong. Couldn't find it on IPTV. I'm watching it on IPTV. It's like, hold on. I don't know if you have the same one as me or if they all work the same, but it's on channel 3612. 3612. What's going on, Kenyon? Shout out to my dog. Everybody hit up Basketball Rewind and subscribe to Kenyon's channel. But yeah, okay. You think Biddle will get some run with the team this year? What do you think the backup center situation will be? I don't think Biddle's going to get some run, just because I think that like, you know what? I take this back because I think what they're going to do is they're going to start Jakob Poeltl and they're going to have CMB as the backup 5. Inevitably, I think Jakob Poeltl is going to miss some time because simply that's just what Jakob Poeltl does. In the event that happens, I think that somebody's going to have to play or they're going to have to go super small and just be really terroristic about the whole Vision 6-9 thing. Now, unless they avoid being terroristic about it, then Biddle could get some minutes, sure. What I think is probably going to happen is that you're going to see him get a lot of G League minutes, and it could be like not to make a lazy comparison between 2 Oregon players, but if it becomes a Chris Boucher situation where he's just killing it in the G League, then then he's earned his opportunity. But I expect, honestly, watching him in the summer league, I expect him to be the third two-way deal because they have Jaden Bradley and Chucky Hepburn as two of the two-way deals. I expect him to be the third two-way deal. I think that makes more sense than putting him on the 15-man roster. Free throws are not there for the rest, though. I think it's trying to speed up the fouling. Yeah, I think it's there. The purpose of it is pacing of the game and less about the game itself. And from the pacing element, I liked it. I like it. 58 people and only 14 likes. 14 likes, guys. Man, 14 for 58, man. You guys are out here shooting like DeMar DeRozan in the playoffs, dog. That's crazy. I hope Biddle makes the team, to be honest, especially he's 7 feet tall, can shoot threes. I agree, bro. But Banana Bread 10, I agree. If he's not in our organization one way or another, I'll be disappointed. I think if they get him on a Raptors 905 contract, then he probably gets plucked by another team over the course of the year. Like, that motherfucker will be a Chicago Bull or something. So I hope he makes it on a two-way deal or a Raptors deal. I have a box, but I don't see it, so I'm just chilling here. I like that you put this in quotations. Is going to get run as a 905 champion. That would be dope. Like, we always have to win a 905 championship before an NBA championship. So, it has to happen. I agree. Why foul the 3-point shot? I must have been looking down because I missed that. But I agree on the sentiment. The fuck would you foul on a 3-point shot? I may have to watch the game on a Russian site later. It's supposed to be on Prime though. I think the Prime stuff is always for the US. Like, for the NFL games that were Prime exclusive, that was only for the US. And then on Canada, you would watch it on TSN as normal. Fun fact about this, right? So I've been watching the World Cup on a lot of Russian sites. And at work, people would ask me, because I have the games on at work all the time. At work, people are like, give me your websites. Biddle! I missed the 3. They'd be like, oh, send us your website. And I'm like, I just have to brief you that these websites have insane pop-ups, some of which not safe for work, which I'm using them on my phone, so it's not that big of a deal. But if I'm sending you this link and you have kids or parents or people that are uncool, just be careful, because you might get like a porn pop-up that ruins how people look at you if you do it around the wrong people, which really saved one of my coworkers because she was trying to set the game up for her grandma. But that's my thing, bro. I'm watching on my phone. I can't avoid it. Unless I'm fucking a boomer and I don't know how to get ad block on my phone. But you really need that shit. Can I tell Van? Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. You got to use a Brave browser to mitigate the damn pop-ups. It's necessary. Wait, hold on. Who's on a 10-day? I used to watch these things in class. Ad block saved. No, it's really important, dude. It's really important. Oh, no, hold on. He's on an exhibit 10. That's different. Yes. See, my good brother, you confused the shit out of me. No, he's on an exhibit 10. And for those who don't know, that means that we have his G League rights. If he's not on an NBA roster, he will be on the 905. However, I still maintain that he seems like he's the kind of player that's going to get a call up to one of the shittier teams in the league next year. So I just feel like give him the 10-day. It's worth it. But yeah, Chucky kind of rusty because of the previous injury. Hope he will figure. Oh, hold on, Banana Bread, bro. If you tried to send a link in the chat, it probably didn't go through because only mods can post links in this chat. I don't know if I can make you a mod right now, so I'll figure that out later. If you want to send him, Kenyon, if you're really interested in this link, Biddle, what a pass. Dagenhart in the corner. What the fuck, man? You honor that pass? You honored that pass by shooting an air ball. Send me the link later. No, because what I was going to say is, no. You're good. Don't worry about it. What I was going to say was, here's the StreamYard link. If you pop in the StreamYard and drop it in the private chat, then I can post it in the chat, which would be a lot of links to go through if Kenyon doesn't care. So if he actually wants this link, we can make it happen. If not, then I guess we'll just live. Burnett with the ball. But yeah, real quick to, I think because this came up. Yeah, so I agree because this is something I brought up yesterday. 3 from Lundy. God damn it, Lundy has like half our points, man. Where the fuck would we be without him? But yeah, I talked about this yesterday about how like the Raptors definitely like view Chucky Hepburn as somebody who to give time and opportunities. Uh, because again, typically if a player misses as much time as he missed last year on a two-way, they would want to cycle somebody new in on a two-way this time around, which didn't happen with him. But a natural part of missing that much time is that like, you know, this guy has not played much basketball since what he finished college, which would have been at this point, you're talking about 18 months now. So yeah, Chucky Hepburn has not played a lot of basketball in 18 months, and it shows. So, you know, he'll be on the 905. Hopefully he's healthy and he gets to play all year, but that'll be, you know, the next stage for him. Chucky's not a real is Lundy the Timu version of Lindy? Yes, and keep Seth Lundy's sister away from any of the TSN and Sportsnet guys. What channel is the game on? The channel is NBA TV Canada. So it's on NBA TV Canada. However, you can get that. If you can't get that, dope. Okay, hold on. Copy link address. Our friend Banana Bread Tan dropped this here. So what I'm gonna do is, guys, I don't know if YouTube is a big fan of like piracy and people dropping these kind of links and whatnot. So I'm gonna leave this here for another minute. After a minute, I'm gonna delete the chat. Yeah, it's on NBA TV Canada. So guys, I'm gonna leave this here for a minute. If you guys are trying to watch the game, there it is. In about a minute, I'm gonna delete this comment. It says it's blocked because of Malvin. Yeah, damn. Okay, I'm deleting the comment right now. I'll wait for the Russian site. Jeez. But yeah, shout out to everybody in here. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We're making a major push. For 500 subs. We're 28 subs away. Hoping to hit that by the end of the summer. Get those little super chats in. Can't wait to make like $10 a month off YouTube. It's lit. That being said, though, okay, when I do get to 500 subs, what I plan to do is I plan to try to connect with a local jersey distributor and like promote them for just on the channel generally, and I basically just use them to like. I'm hoping they'll give me a good deal on one jersey a month, and then like raffle that shit off every month. So it's like every super chat gets you raffle tickets. We'll find a scale to make it proportional, and then every month somebody wins a jersey, and then I'll like ask you like, give me your address and the jersey you want, and we'll hook it up. So I plan to get like a raffle system going once we can accept super chats. I just have to fucking scratch and claw to 500. So again, hopefully we get there by the end of the off season, and then we can get to blessing the community with fun little things like that. Oh no, you're good, bro. You're good. I had all the NCAA games saved for the. Man, some sites really do come in clutch like that. I remember there used to be a site that had college athletes highlight tapes like cut up to where like, for example, I mean football more than basketball, but it'll be like all of this player's snaps against Alabama, and it'll be like a 6-minute video where you can literally watch everything that this guy did. And there were some college athletes too where it would be like all of their touches every time they touch the ball against this team, right? So you can sit there and actually watch somebody play like against a high level opponent in college, how they fared. But yeah, that site got nuked. Bradley to Lundy, misses front rim. Raptors scratching and clawing. End of the summer, probably the internet is a wonderful place. It definitely can be. Color grading makes a world of difference. Bro, what was that pass, Jaden Bradley? What was that foul, Nate Biddle? Yeah, I'll be honest, man. My guys did not show up today. They did not show up. Biddle, Graves, and Hepburn have not lived up to like me being excited to watch this game. But hold on, color grading makes a world of difference. What is this in reference to? I'm confused. It has gone over my head. Oh, good steal by Burnett. Bradley with the ball in his hands. All right, push the break. Gets it to Lundy. Bradley from the corner. Oh, no. Okay, so here's the thing, right? I can appreciate the fact that Seth Lundy is clearly the best player on the team in terms of putting the ball in the basket. Oh, nice steal by Graves. Unfortunately, couldn't corral the ball, but a good point of attack defense by him. But yeah, I can appreciate that Lundy is the best player on the team right now in terms of putting the ball in the basket, but I get nothing from him doing so. You know, like I get that he's going to have to take shots, and at the end of the day, we have to give him a chance to platform himself because that's what summer league leagues are like. Summer league opportunities are about. But yeah, like bro, I want to see guys that might actually be Raptors do stuff. What the fuck, Hogard? Oh my goodness. Oh my, the Rockets they took the dumb shit we did and one upped us. But yeah, man, like if Graves shoots 6 for 25, that's fine in my books. Like I think there's some growth that could come off of that. Watching Lundy Chuck does nothing for me as a person. Jaden Bradley still adjusting to the NBA speed and defense. Who's the new? I like the previous coach, pure defensive scheme. Raptors 905 head coach. Noah Lewis have been officially July 2026. Player development coach and video coordinator for the Raptors. Yo, you search Noah Lewis and the first thing is a hockey prospect. That's crazy. And then a musician. And then our dog right here. Hold on. No, I don't fucking connect. Where did it said something about the fellowship. But I think it says that he got the Wayne Embry fellowship. And that's how his career started. That's a pretty cool representation of what the fellowship could do. You can clearly see that Buddy was just a regular human. The vision on this summer league team is atrocious. How is no one looking for Graves? Well, it's interesting to watch it, but I think that to a certain extent, the organization's like philosophy is bled into the team. Because how do you even have defensive point guards on the summer league team? Jamarian Sharp, rebound and the kick out to Key. That should have been an open three, but he fumbled the pass, which led to him just deciding to be a battering ram through 3 defenders at the basket. That only worked because they fouled him. But yeah, not great. By the way, they're showing Houston's offseason on the screen. Their offseason was horrendous from the standpoint that I think they clearly needed to make a meaningful change considering how bad their season ended. And they did not do that at all. Like losing DFS and adding Bogdanovich and Smart means you're going to be a slightly different flavor of what you were last year. And what they were last year was a team that lost to LeBron and a bunch of nobodies. 41-year-old LeBron and a bunch of nobodies. Time out by the Raptors, I guess. Okay, something I want to touch base on is how low scoring these Raptors games are compared to other summer league games. You know what? I might be wrong about what I just said. Because I was going to say, like, I've seen a lot of summer league games ending in the 90s and 100s. 40 to 70 to 49 is crazy. Does this count as get back for the finals? No, I'm kidding. But 70 to 49 is atrocious. Who is on this Knicks summer league team? Pacome. I don't know how to say his first name, but Dadier is on this team. That sucks for him, dude. That guy was just at a championship parade. Now he's on a summer league team scoring 49 points. What did these guys shoot? Oh my god, tour dates. Tour dates. But yeah, man, we got a score in the 20s, and we're like more than halfway through the second. More of the same today, people. It's Pacome? Okay. Pacome is easy to say. Who in the NBA is like Kyle Lowry? Can we trade for him? I don't think anyone's like Kyle Lowry because I think to a certain extent, the style of player that is Kyle Lowry has, in a way, been devalued in the game. And because it's been devalued, yeah, just you're not seeing those kind of players becoming starters and all-stars. So I don't think that exists. So I mean, it's tough, but what we have to look for is like pieces that are more aligned with what basketball is supposed to look like in 2026. Say it with your chest and have confidence. Bro, there's certain like names that I'm just like French names, right? I just am always expecting that I'm gonna say it wrong. I like Drew Jones coaching. Where did he end up? Darius Garland may be the closest from an offensive initiation standpoint. And then, yeah, look at Darius Garland. Like, in his case, he's missing the defense, and that makes a lot of people look at him as, like, not a player you can make a playoff run with. So, like, things have to break so well for that skill set to be on a high-level basketball team. Drew Jones is a great coach. I wasn't too tapped in with the 905 last year. And I believe you guys are talking about the 905 coach that left. Oh, he missed the free throw. So again, the Rockets player missed the free throw worth both points. Hepburn to Tyreek Key. Tyreek Key, good for him. Makes the shot. For the 905 guys in here, somebody in the chat told me yesterday that Tyreek Key paid a couple $100 to try out for the 905, and that's how he's here. Is that true? Because I can respect that. Regardless of how I feel about watching him on my TV screen, I can respect that. It's also tough because body-wise, small guards don't last. I mean, yeah, the thing is like, if you're a small guard, you either stay on the perimeter and live, or you go to the basket and like take a beating, and like that's going to impact your longevity. And then, so if you're a perimeter player, there's an inherent cap on what you can do in terms of bringing value to the team. Like there's a fine line to balance. Like we have seen some very athletic point guards not age too gracefully because that shit is really rough. Key fouled and more free throws. See, I have to stop saying free throws. I need to stop the S because it's not a thing right now. It's free throw. Lowry's rump helped him to survive. You know what it is? Is some people look at this like a joke, right? But that motherfucker's core strength was unreal, and that's a part of your core, kind of. A pass first floor general that can shoot from three, play point of attack defense. So Drew Holiday, Derek White, Fred VanVleet, Lonzo Ball, one healthy. But even this, right? Like Fred is on the tail end of his career, realistically on his way out of the league. Drew Holiday is getting there. Derek White just came off a bad year, and Lonzo is cooked health wise. So it's like even that to a certain extent is like a generation that's on its way out. Yeah. No, I remember him like going around screens, and then in order to like make it hard for the player to catch up around him, he would just like jut his hips out, and it would literally, people would run into him. And if not, and they went to run around him, it would be too far to run. I mean, it's too bad to me. Kyle Lowry was just the perfect point guard. No, I mean, basketball just evolved to a weird place. I just missed who hit that three for Toronto, but like it evolved to a weird place where like the people want the ball, like whether it's a point forward or a big guard or however you want to say it, right? It's kind of redundant to like, oh, come on, Jamarian Sharp. It's kind of redundant to like be too specific about it, but people just want the ball in their big players' hands. That's just where we're at right now. It could change, things always come and go in seasons. But as player development started to do more with bigger bodies, like I mean, it's not far fetched to say that like if when you look at how basketball was 20 years ago, a part of what it looked like was the fact that when at a young level, when people saw big bodies, like you're being trained to be a big, you're being trained to like be in the post. There's certain skills you're being trained to do and certain skills that they just wouldn't necessarily prioritize and emphasize. But once you started seeing people developing big bodies to do small player shit, there came a point in time where teams just realized that, hey, if you could have a player that's like 6'6", 6'7", who can handle the ball, be a threat that commands double teams, and facilitate like other players, that's maybe the most dangerous way to play basketball. And like that, since then, it's been a slow, gradual death of like the small guard running the team. We'll see how these things grow and evolve. I think that's why we aren't drafting point guards in the first round. We aren't seeing what we like. Well, then the other side of it is also like the tricky thing about point guards is that you don't. I feel like again, there's the odd maxi here and there that's an outlier, but like the difference maker guards tend to go pretty high in the draft, and like I feel like your chances of getting something greater than a role player, I feel like are highest at like at the wing spot, as opposed to a point guard, I think. Pritchard fits the point guard position in the Raps. I mean, I think offensively we could benefit like from that kind of player for sure. It kind of seems like the Raptors, in a best case scenario, would hope for a different kind of player defensively. Obviously, they have Emmanuel Quickly, which kind of doesn't fit what I just said. But I think, Seth Lundy, another three, bro. Holy shit. I think the phrase I used yesterday was that Seth Lundy is shooting like the Rents do, and he really is. Something that happens a lot in Summer League is that guys get their offers to play in Europe after this. So forget trying out for NBA teams. Chucky with a step back, 6-point game. A lot of these guys are playing for bread in Europe right now. But yeah, we have IQ, and I think part of the reason we have IQ is just like a matter of opportunity. Like that's what we could get from New York, so we got it. But yeah, guard skills have also decreased because of AAU. Elaborate a little bit more on this, because I've heard this point made. It's not something I'm overly connected with, but I've heard this point made a lot. Raptors should have tried for Anthony Simons. Too late now. Philly signed him. But you know what it is, though? Like, Philly as an organization is a little bit cooler with that kind of a player. Like, look, they got LeBaron Philon and Anthony Simons. Like, I think that team is a little bit more accepting with the idea of let's go get a bucket-getting guard that's just ass at defense. I don't feel like Toronto, like, their DNA just would not let them. Graves catches it, keeps it, finishes at the basket. Good touch around the rim. 45-39. Burnett is a young Lundy in terms of shooting. Yeah, he made a pull-up three in transition in this game. Obviously, hold on. I want to see if I have my memories correct about him. Nimari Burnett. Okay, so this is the thing. This is what I remember, bro. Nimari Burnett's actually old as fuck. He's 24 turning 25 before the end of the year. What's his name? Seth Lundy is fucking 26. So Nimari Burnett is only a year and a half younger than Seth Lundy. Like, this is something I realized when I was looking at the roster, because I think Biddle is going to be 23 this year. But I remember looking at the rookies. I'm like, damn, Burnett's a fucking old rookie. But yeah, AAU really focuses on shooting and playing like Steph, which isn't repeatable for everyone. No, this makes sense. It's 23 going on 40. Yo, when I saw his bald spot, I fucking flinched. I couldn't believe it. You cannot convince me that he's not related to Jay Huff. He is 100% related to Jay Huff, bro. Missed free throw by Houston. Toronto ball. He looks like he just finished a damn PhD. Bro, I'm trying to think, right? This guy was in Oregon making NIL money, playing ball at a high level. What the hell was he so stressed about to get that kind of bald spot? Hepburn, baseline, kicks it to Graves. Graves, he wanted to fire that shit. Lundy from 3, knocks it down. Jeez. I look at your hairline, look at his. Yo. I don't even want to say how much older I am than him. I don't want to say it, bro. It's bad though. It's bad. It's fucking bad how like Biddle getting old quickly. Hold on. Let's look at Jay Huff for a second. Because I want to know how old Jay Huff is. Jay Huff is 28. Let me see if I can find a picture of what I once saw. Maybe this is a disrespectful thing to search, but Jay Huff bald. Okay, see? This is a 27-year-old man. Okay, hold on. Where is Nate Biddle? Jesus, 23 is crazy. Okay, I'm gonna tell it to you guys like this. I'm 7 years older than Nate Biddle. 11-point game. I completely stopped watching the game in pursuit of figuring out this hairline shit. God damn. Bro. The hairline is creeping in the window. Rogan commercial. Yo, I'm saying Nate Biddle, we just have to get him to Turkey one time and life is good. Rishi Wallace 2.0 baldness, 100%. Damn, you unk. I am unk, bro. I am unk. Don't let this YouTube shit confuse you. I am absolutely unk. And I don't shy away from it. Yeah, bro, we're getting Nate Biddle to Turkey, bro. He's gonna be fine. Hold on, I gotta look up something. 1 second. This also might be a disrespectful thing to look up. Nate Biddle NIL money. How much did he make? Yeah, damn, exceeding $1 million. It is estimated that returning would earn him over $1 million. Lands NBA opportunity. Yo, with $1 million, he could 100% have got the trip to Turkey and the hairline. Hold on. What would an all-inclusive trip to Turkey cost a person? Flight from Oregon to Turkey. In this case, all-inclusive isn't about food. It's about a hairline. Typing like this is awkward as hell. God damn. Okay, between 4. Man, Biddle has that, bro. Biddle has that. An all-inclusive hairline trip, hairline transplant package. From Turkey to Oregon would generally cost between $4,000 and $6,000 USD in total. God damn. Do you remember Boozer with the hair shoe polish? 100%, bro. 100%. Imagine. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna circle back to this in a second. So some research online made me realize that Sturts fits the description of the kind of point guard the Raptors like. He was drafted before we picked. People were saying we were interested. So it depends. Like I get what you're saying. There's a guy on this community you haven't seen yet, I don't think, who swore by the fact that that guy can't play any defense and he would have been bad for the Raptors. I digress though, because I haven't necessarily seen it. Appreciate you, dog. Wait, Manu has young. Oh yes, 100%. Mamu. Hold on. Are you talking? Hold on. Ginobili had horrible baldness. So does Mamu Kalashvili as well, I think. But yeah, you was 100%. Biddle is 23. Looks like 23-year-olds look like in the 80s. No, this is actually 100% true, bro. People that got like 30 back in the day used to look old as hell. It's because they used to do and think a lot of dumb shit, bro. I think there's just, like, you can say what you want about time passing, but I know a lot of people my age that think a lot of less insane shit that I know for a fact people my age used to think back in the day. Slow down. rate the baldness. Manu, Rashid, Huff, Biddle. Okay, there was something about Jay Huff. There's a Pacers watch along on this channel. I don't know if somebody can find it. Raptors Pacers, where I spent maybe 10 of the first 20 minutes of the stream just being like, that motherfucker's hairline is horrible. Can you talk about hair and keep the score on the screen? Oh, true. My bad. My bad. Shout out to Jeff Beardwood. Speaking about hair, we got our guy Jeff Beardwood in here. I believe you're new to the community because I don't recognize your name. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But welcome to the community, Jeff Beardwood. Fun fact, Jeff, we were talking about beards yesterday. So I don't know how. Somehow, some way, we end up doing that here. I have intel. He was on the board, by the way. For those of you guys who don't know, Kenyon, who runs a channel called Basketball Rewind that you guys should all subscribe to, Kenyon has intel because a lot of people don't know this, but he actually like maintains the practice court. So like, you know how like for like soccer stadiums or football stadiums, people have to show up and make sure the grass is all right. But Kenyon goes to the OVO facility and he makes sure that the court is like perfect and immaculate, right? No spills, completely dry, good amount of like traction. It can't be it can't be like slippery at all. You know, make sure the lighting is good because you can't shoot in like a dimly lit gym. So if you think that Kenyon wouldn't know, he does know. Between Biddle and Olivia Miles, 80s are back on the map. Yo, Olivia Miles is crazy, and watching those glasses, it does make me feel like I'm watching some clips of like Bob Cousy times. It's crazy. Boozer versus Brown hair. Oh, I was mentioning this. Yeah, like during last year, I was like, you know, when Duke played, and I think Cam Boozer, it was his brother. It was the other Boozer. I don't know what the other Boozer name. There was Cam and somebody else, right? The other guy had the turnover that cost Duke the national championship. And I was like, yo, imagine you just turned the ball over to cost Duke the championship, and then you go into you go to your dad to be consoled. You give him a hug. He's crying. You're crying. And then his hair paint starts to bleed off because, you know, he's going through it. And it like seeps onto your head. I just talked about how horrible of a situation that would be. Can you imagine if that happened, though? People have to put the hair paint down, bro. It's not worth it. Jaylen Brown, the crazy thing about Jaylen Brown is, again, too rich to be doing that shit. Because here's the thing. If I was rich and I had fucked up hair, one of two things would be the case. One, I would do something about it because I have money. Two, I would be so secure because I have money that I would be bald with 100% comfort. This is the other thing, bro. Jaylen Brown has a great beard. I feel like if you have a good beard, you can pull off being bald. Bald with a beard is an elite combo. I've seen hella people that are bald with a beard look proper. I say this all the time. I don't understand why men trip out about being bald, provided that they can grow a beard. If you are follically challenged over here, I could understand that fateful day that you have to hit your head with some clippers with no guard. I can understand how that fateful day seems intimidating. However, with a beard, I think you're good. I just talked to a few scouts that are in the know, but won't say who. Are you? You don't have to say who, bro. We trust you, bro. We know you're in the facility, bro. I watched the draft day footage of Bobby and them. They had Cameron. It was who was it? It was Colombia against Cameroon. No, who the fuck was playing? No, who was in Colombia's group in the World Cup? Was it Senegal? But yeah, they had that shit on the screen. I know you put that shit on. I should be studying right now, but I'm here watching a summer league watchalong. Yo, you're studying in the summer? Shout out to you, man. That means you're okay. You know what's crazy? So somebody says they're studying in the summer. That means they're either hustling super hard to get ahead, or they fucked up and they're having to catch up. That being said, full respect either way, because I've done both. But yeah, it is a Saturday night though, bro. I feel like you deserve a Saturday night to yourself, regardless of what happened. When will Martin play? I don't know. They haven't said anything about health at all. So I assume that they wouldn't play today because yesterday was just yesterday. You know, like if they weren't healthy, it's a fucking just 24 hours. Like they probably weren't going to be healthy today either. But there's a day off and then they play on Monday. And then if not, then after that, there's 2 days off and then they play on Thursday. So like I imagine one of these next games we'll see them. But the game is back, people. Jaylen Brown got traded because of what happened to his hair last year. Hold on. Yo, what is your name? Where is this space? Because I don't know if that's T-Pop space in space daddies or if this is T-Pop in space daddies. But I just need you to explain your name. But shout out to you. Welcome. 100%. I would have done the same, bro. If I'm paying you a max deal and you're putting spray paint in your hair, we just can't have that. Hair analytics were not good, bro. 100%. 100%, you know, these things are fine lines and we just can't have certain things. Is that Lundy again? Lundy is, oh my goodness. I'm bald with a beard is fire, bro. Bald with a beard is elite. LeBron versus Derek White, hairline. Ooh, hairline battles is crazy. Yo, okay, it would be funny. Rockets just shot a corner three. There was once a time on this channel where we got so bored during playoff games because there was a lot of 30 balls this year in the playoffs. We just started pulling up random brackets, right? So I found a bracket online that was the best fruits. And we just went through the bracket and we figured out the best fruit. And then there was an animal bracket where it was like, if these animals fought, who would win? And there was 1,000-pound catch weight. So it would be 1,000 pounds of whatever the animals were. So like, it would have to be like 1,000 pounds of lions would be like 3 lions, and then 1,000 pounds of like dogs would be like fucking 30, right? So then 3 lions against 30 dogs. So we did that. We did every bracket under the sun. What I'm realizing, this probably doesn't exist, but a garbage hairline bracket to decide who has the worst hairline would be a great bracket. And I'm gonna figure out if this is possible later. But a lot of you guys that are new here do not understand the bullshit that we get into when games are bad. Actually, it's a summer league game, so I'm sure you guys kind of have a taste test about that. But like when we do watch-alongs and the game gets bad, we have done everything under the sun. 82-0, grids, everything in between. We are A1 time killers over here. As soon as I started balding, I shaved it all off. I didn't want to go to the LeBron route. I respect you, bro. I respect you. Hustling, I respect you too, bro. Martin is injured 2 per Grange. CMB has a sprained finger. Bro, what is it? What is it with CMB's fingers? What is it? What the hell does that guy have going on? That motherfucker is a tank. Like he's built and he's super strong. And then you find out that his kryptonite might be his fingers. Bro, he needs to start playing in gloves like fucking Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know if anybody in here are NFL fans. Graves from 3 knocks it down. Let's go. Yeah, that's a good. See, this is the thing, right? So Graves just hit a wide open catch and shoot 3. That's a great thing to see because that's replicatable to what his NBA role would be. If he's gonna touch the floor in the NBA, he's gonna get open catch and shoot looks, and that shit has to fall. Still wish we took Phylon or Carr, but hopefully Graves proves me wrong. I hear that, bro. I hear that. So if you guys want, I mean, it's on the internet. It can be proven. I was pretty disappointed when we took CMB, which was not about CMB himself. But the point was, I'm like, we keep doubling down on certain skill sets when we have clear weaknesses that we just don't seem to address, right? So I mean, the same thing could be applied to Alan Graves. I've just learned to respect that like this organization is decently good at a particular evaluation, and that's the evaluation of this kind of skill set. So like, fuck it, I hold my hands up and I watch you guys cook. Um, Back-to-back threes from Houston, lead cut down to 12 very quickly. Fine lines is a wild pun. Hey, I'm a little bit nice. I'm a little bit nice when it comes to this stuff. Yo, remember when Barkley was roasting White's hairline and he comes back next season with a clean shave? Barkley is too funny. I'm sad he didn't bring back the big old women bit for San Antonio. No, 100%. Charles Barkley is amazing and he's irreplaceable. Like when we lose Charles Barkley, we'll never have another one. Ooh, tough fall there from for Hepburn. You don't see that often where somebody falls in a way that basically wipes somebody else's feet out. Because you don't see that it'll happen a lot in basketball where like somebody's it happens more in football where somebody's like running and instead of getting bumped from the top of their body, like their feet just get swiped. Goddamn, another basket. Another three. Yo, Houston's cooking right now. I think CMB stuffs the balls hard. No, 100%, but like everybody uses the same ball, you know? Like it happens a little bit more with him than anyone else. But yeah, I need him to start playing with gloves like Teddy Bridgewater. Why am I not seeing 18? Did you block him? Do you have that motherfucker blocked? Can you list NBA draft steals during summer league games? Are you asking me if it's possible to make a list of draft steals just from summer league games? So like this year's draft just from summer league? I can hold on. 18 men. Can you see Van Hoot? But yeah, like I mean, you can make a list. I don't think it would yield like a really great results because I obviously things are going to change going forward. This is actually something I believe in. Like this is a sports philosophy I have bigger than basketball. But I don't think that prospects are fixed entities like at the point of a draft, right? Like I don't think that player X at the moment he's being drafted is destined to be a starter by year 4 and have this many points by year 7 and this by like I don't think you're drafting an inevitable development. I think that players' futures are actually strongly dictated by where they end up. So like if you end up in a good organization that develops well, that has a plan for you, your career will go better than somebody who maybe have been better than you at that point but ends up in the wrong situation, right? So I say that to say in the context of looking at rookies right now, I mean, a lot is going to change in the future. Like I can look at player A and say that they look better than player B right now. But it is possible that in the next 3 years that changes because of what happens in the next 3 years, which is what I think makes projection really hard in sports because you have to look at everything. I'm going to look at the player. I'm going to look at their skill set. I'm going to look at the things they're bad at. Is it easy to get better at these things? Is it hard to get better at these things? I look at their team. Are they going to get enough minutes to properly actually put these things to work? Are they drafted by a team that has a lot of these players or not a lot of these players? Like all these things that go into, there's a lot of things that go into like what a player is going to be in 5 years. So that's why personally, I'm not a huge fan of like, if you guys watch my channel enough, you'll realize I don't do a ton of predictions, like from the standpoint of like, hey, I think the Raptors are going to win 52 games this year. It's not really what I do. Like, I'm more like, hey, if the Raptors win 55 games, it's because of XYZ. If the Raptors win 50 games, it's going to be because this happens. And if they win fucking 42, it's going to be because these things happen. Like, I think it's more reasonable to try to look at the factors of things that dictate good and bad. Like I think that's an easier thing to get right and a more valuable thing to try to get right. But that's a random philosophical ramble. I can't see him either. What the hell? That's weird. Oh, you were on the top chat versus live chat. Fair enough. I think Biddle could be a solid backup center. We should sign him. Could be the next Jonte Porter, but not dumb enough to give millions up to gamble. Jonte Porter was a great find. You're right. Jonte Porter was a great find. But yeah, what's it called? Biddle is currently on the Raptors. He's on a 1-year deal, unguaranteed. He's either my prediction is I think he gets cut and then signed to the last two-way spot. That's what I think happens. But he could make the 15-man team. I think you can list who's likely to make their 80th percentile, but it's hard to know who's a bust per se because of the circumstance. I agree. I think the three biggest weaknesses we had were point guard play, 3-point shooting, and backup center. I think with the addition of Kawhi and Graves, we addressed the 3-point shooting. Biddle could help at the center. I hear what you're saying. We definitely didn't meaningfully Tyreek Key with a three. We didn't meaningfully impact the point guard play thing at all. And I don't think we're going to do it, bro. I really think they're going to give, again, they have a roster with 4 lottery tickets. You have Jamal Shed, Jaden Bradley, Elijah Martin, and Chucky Hepburn. I think they're really just going to roll into the year and hope that one of their lottery tickets pans out. Think about how many resources they've put into that position with those 4 players. I think they want to see somebody, a part of those resources, be the answer, which again, that's a part of the flaw in how most general managers think in sports, is that like they are so consumed in the fact that their decisions are a reflection of them. So if I draft somebody in the first round, I'm going to give them a lot more opportunities than I should because it makes me look good if my first round pick is right. But if I concede that my first round pick was not the right decision because I pivot to somebody else, it looks bad on me, even if it's the right thing for the team. So yeah, I think from this point, if you look at how much this team has invested in the point guard position, I just don't expect them to all of a sudden be like, hey, these 4 guys, they all suck. Let's get a 5th guy in. What if we went for after Miles McBride? I think he could develop into a Lowry type. He has the defense and shooting, I think. Okay, shout out to, I forget homie's name. Beard was in the name. I'm going to go away from the score for 2 minutes. But however, I do remember you. I respect the fact that you want to score on the board, and I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Miles McBride, Spotrack. The thing is, I think he might make too little money for a trade to be easy. Okay, Miles McBride is about to be a UFA. The Knicks are not going to be dipping into the luxury tax to sign him, so he's going to be on the market. Because he's on the market, this is either going to be a sign-in trade in free agency, or it's going to be a trade midseason. The tricky thing is I think for us, a trade is complicated. He makes $4 million, which means we would have to trade him for like Kyle Anderson or somebody who makes next to no money, and then a bunch of draft picks, right? Because none of the people that make this much money on our team are valuable enough to trade for Miles McBride. So then you have to think about how many draft picks would Miles McBride go for? And I don't know, it's a tough question. Like we have basically, as of right now, we have 2 first-round picks to trade. I think 3 pick swaps in the first round and 3 second-round picks. So we don't actually have a ton of draft picks to trade. And I don't know if I would part with that for somebody like Miles McBride, when I personally would part with those picks for another big swing. Like I would take IQ, RJ Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, those 3 players, and wait for an opportunity to turn one of those contracts into a serious player. That's how I would part with those draft picks. So I think it's a little bit difficult of a thing to manage. But again, that's basically my opinion. I think the issue here is just the fact that his contract is at a weird spot. But yeah, that's just me. Okay, Jeff Beardwood, we're back on the screen. Jaden Bradley with the ball. We have the bench lineup on the floor, so you can pray for me and yourself for having to watch this. Bradley to the basket. Okay, went around the screen, went right to the basket. I mean, the defense was a little bit shambolic, but he did take advantage of it. Probably one of Jaden Bradley's brighter moments. Jamarian Sharp swats that motherfucker's shot right into the crowd. That was a ridiculous decision to take it right at Jamarian Sharp. I thought Biddle was on a 10-day. So somebody said that wrong. Biddle is on an Exhibit 10. So an Exhibit 10 is a 1 year, not like minimum salary deal with a very small guarantee. And the Exhibit 10 part of it gets you that player's G League rights. So the 905 have his G League rights if he ends up playing in the G League, but I'm hoping that it doesn't come down to that because I don't think he would last too long on the Raptors. I hope he makes the team and or as a 2-way or on the 15-man roster. Marvin Bagley over Luka is one of the craziest draft misses in recent history. You never know how things are going to turn out. Here's the thing. So T-Pop, I once went on a rant about how the Sacramento Kings cannot be taken seriously as an organization. And I'm just realizing, bro, I totally forgot about this. Hold on. I want to make sure I had this right. Marvin Bagley, team who drafted him. It was the Kings, right? Yes. Okay. I totally forgot about that. That's something that was further ammo for my argument. CMB needs to increase his vitamin D. Look, bro, whatever needs to be done, dog. If he needs to have somebody, if there's a voodoo doll out there where somebody put a needle right through his hand, we need somebody to get the spiritual equivalent of like an ad blocker to block that shit from impacting him. If it's a vitamin D issue, he needs to fuck taking supplements, bro. He needs a vitamin D shot. Put that shit right in his bloodstream. I don't know if that's how it works. I am not a science person. Whatever needs to happen, bro. We need him too much. I would trade for Emisi and okay. So Kenyon, I didn't engage. I was lurking, but I watched all of your live stream last night, and I saw you guys talking about Misi, and then you referred to him as the third, which was cool. That's a very like discreet and like covert way to talk about Trey Murphy. Yeah, I would love getting those two players. I would empty out all of our draft capital for those guys. Hey, if we're gonna be fucked in the 2030s, have me in like that horrible spot because we have these players. Ever since they hit the jackpot with Fred VanVleet, they've been trying to get that ever since Flynn shed Hep. Yes, you're right. You're right. The way they spam the OG Anunoby archetype, they also spam the Fred VanVleet archetype as well. You're 100% right. Wait, who has the third? No, so nobody does. Nikki, it's free right now. So right now it's just Bradley and Hepburn. The third one is free. And in my head, bro, I think Biddle has done the most to earn that spot. I wouldn't give it to Burnett. I would put Burnett on the Raptors 905 because again, bro, Burnett's going to be 25 this year. I don't think teams are going to be dying to sign a 25-year-old. So you put Burnett on the 905 if you want him in the system. You put Biddle on the two-way, and you fill out a championship like a win now kind of a team with vets down this end of the bench. That's how I see it. Yo, you think we snagged Kalkbrenner from the Hornets since they're stacked at center? I have thought about this because they got Stein back in the draft, and they have a third center. Hold on. Hey, my dog, Jeff Beardwood. I'm leaving the score for a second, but I will be back. Okay, Hoops Hype. Depth charts. Where are the Hornets? I don't want to scroll and find them. Continue without supporting. Fuck out of here. Okay, cool. At center, right? They have Diabate, Kalkbrenner, and Steinbach. Let me get this off the screen so it's easier to look. And even at the big spot, right? Naz Reid can be a small ball 5. So they have tons of options at the 5 as Jamarian Sharp scores. So I was looking at this and I was thinking like, if we need a big, this might be the spot. So great minds think alike. We did stumble into that. Let me get rid of some of these tabs. 71-59 on my screen. Oh, foul. Free throw, not free throws, free throw for Houston. Will the Raptors extend RJ? I think that they would extend RJ. I think that they would. I don't know if they're going to. I think they're going to try to. They're going to explore the trade pot. I'll put it this way. All right. The starting point of my logic is this, right? There's 3 contracts you could trade to make a meaningful improvement. Jakob Poeltl, Emmanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett. Out of those 3 deals, 2 of them could be seen as negative assets. From the standpoint of Jakob Poeltl, you probably have to attach a draft pick for somebody to take him. Emmanuel Quickley, argument could be made that that's a little bit harsh. But I don't know if somebody would take that contract right now without a draft pick. The one positive asset you have is RJ Barrett. So the way you have to think about it is this. With the little draft capital that you have left, would you rather burn that to get rid of a contract, or would you use it to get better? RJ is the only opportunity to make a big trade, I think. I don't know if you can make a big swing with Jakob Poeltl or Emmanuel Quickley, because a part of the draft compensation you traded the other team is going to be considered as compensation for taking Quickley or Poeltl. So with that being said, I think they probably have to wait it out and give themselves every opportunity until they can literally not trade RJ Barrett anymore. And then you pay him if that's going to happen. So that is my logic from top to bottom. Hornets have Nasri. Yes, well, we already talked about this. Nothing about game on right now. This Raptors. Hey, Chuck. As a community, we got wrapped up in some pretty high level conversations. It is a 7-point game. I will say though, the players that we're here to watch haven't quite like pulled their weight. So it's I'm like, think about it, right? The leading scorers, Seth Lundy with 22 and Tyreek Key with 16. Seth Lundy and Tyreek Key have 38 of our 71 points. I say that to say I'm not here to watch Seth Lundy or Tyreek Key. My guys here, Nate Biddle didn't have the same game he had yesterday. Allen Graves, some good moments, but he's still not having the same game. Chucky Hepburn, same situation. So we got it on. We're watching it, but oh man, I'll just say this game is a lot less gripping than yesterday's game. But shout out to Chuck. Good to see you back in the stream. I'll keep you posted if anything cool happens. I'm team trade RJ. Like, I know Hornets probably don't want to move off of him, but it would be hard for a Hawk to find minutes. Find it hard for them to. I agree, bro. I think something has to give. Something has to give. RJ is expiring, so he's worth something and he's good. I agree. And that's why they probably have to keep hold of him. We need IQ's shooting. He has the skill that we're deprived of. Yeah, so you only ever trade IQ if you're getting a better shooter. And then the question has to be asked, in what situation is somebody trading a great shooter for IQ? Like, it's a tough thing to put together. Like, what would happen? That was way too easy of a basket off an inbound play from that part of the court. That's the hardest place to inbound the ball, and they just got an easy layup out of it. This bench, great putback by Jamarian Sharp. This bench is going to be the death of me. Okay, 18 Mang. I have a whole visual for that. Dagenhart, what the see, Chuck, this is why it's easy to not watch this game. What a horrible pass from Dagenhart. Were you upset with Dick not panning out? The answer is yes, but the answer is not for the reasons you might think it. Like, of course, I wanted him to be good. Of course, I was really excited by the prospects of drafting a shooter. And of course, I was upset that things didn't work out. That being said, the main reason I wanted him to pan out is because I had so much fun putting this on the screen whenever he did good stuff. So his inaugural summer league, you guys can go back to those streams. Whenever he made a 3, we're pulling this out. No pun intended. Whenever he made any plays on the Raptors, I had this locked and loaded. And unfortunately now, with him not on the team, I have to tuck this away. No pun intended. So yeah, that's the main reason I'm upset that he didn't pan out. IQ for a better floor general. I am Ho. He said, in my humble opinion. I mean, maybe you take a risk on Suggs, but that's the thing. Like, a floor general, I get that. We do need that. I 100% agree. But like, people will pay. People will pay if we downgrade the shooting. Is number 9 pointing at Jamarian Sharp after getting the and 1? Are you pointing at the guy that's blocked your shot at least twice today? You're 2 for 5. You are 2 for 5. Bullshit. Biddle and Sharp, both are quick. I really like both of them. Man, I mean, I think both of them should stay in the system. Hepburn, honestly, I don't know if Hepburn should have picked up his dribble there. Thank God they fouled us. Namari Burnett gets to the free throw line for 1 free throw worth 2 points. Could we get Hero for quickly? In theory, I'm sure we could. Yeah, we could get Hero for quickly. I doubt Milwaukee is going to pay. You know what? After what Milwaukee did with Gary Trent today, I'm not going to put them anything past them. They could pay anyone for any reason at any time. I decided to know better. Just in really quickly, I decided to stop saying the unthinkable. I was going to say that I don't think Milwaukee is going to pay Hero. But you know what? They could. You never know. Is Hero a clutch client? I realized I wanted to revisit that conversation. Knicks misses the 3 for Houston. 30 seconds left. Hepburn going up the court. Hepburn to Burnett. Burnett fouled. Oh, okay. Not 3 free throws for Burnett, but 1 free throw, which we're going to watch the very, very tense moment of a man shooting 1 free throw for 3 points. He's on fire. No, it makes sense because, like, he threw up a bunch of shots yesterday, and he was bricking a lot of shots yesterday. But the way he was shooting, he has a license to shoot. And if he has a license to shoot, he probably has ability. And you're seeing the ability today for sure. Was only fan base was said about in a flop. The picks in the fan base were down on turned out to be massive hits. Barnes, Allen, CMB. This is true, man. This is true. This is true. If the Raptors fans hate the pick, you can feel safe. I'm on the IPT wave, TV wave right now. Hey, man, say less. You and me are synced at least. I'm seeing everything after everyone else as Burnett hits the free throw. We're going to be on the same time roughly. Nix is being guarded by Lundy. Thornton goes around the screen. Thornton gets into the lane. It's a good spot. He misses. How many points does Thornton have? Thornton has 15. He had 27 last game. It was an efficient 27. He has an inefficient 15 after 3 quarters here. So one of the things I pointed out is that we have the guards in theory to be able to stop a player like Thornton, and I wanted to see it happen. Yeah, you're going to be a cool minute and 20 seconds behind. Guaranteed. But yeah, shout out to everybody in here. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It's the end of 3 quarters. For people who are new to this channel, like, this is what we do here. I don't do a lot of uploads. I don't do a lot of like talking at people. Like, I just go live while games are on and we hang out as a community, talk. I learn a lot from the chat. I do my best to share as much as I can with the chat. And we've cultivated like a cool little spot to hang out. I'll be back. I'll be back on Monday I'll be back for the next 2 games, Monday at 4:30 and then Thursday at 9. And then I'm going to do a couple tempo games. I'm doing the tempo game tomorrow at 3 against the Liberty. We're probably going to get sent to God, but it is what it is. And then there's another tempo game on Wednesday that I think I'll be doing. But yeah, a lot of streams. We're gonna do tempo watch-alongs throughout August, and then Raptors stuff as soon as we can in September. Okay, there's an article I wanted to find to tie to the Gary Trent situation. Let me see if I can find it. KCP, Rich Paul, LeBron, Lakers, Bill Simmons. What does this get you what I'm looking for? Slightly later, LeBron's options on his podcast makes a bold prediction. Podcast conspiracy theory. No, it doesn't find. Okay, hold on. Bill Simmons saying the Lakers paid KCP $20 million to do a favor to Rich Paul. Yes, okay. He famously floated the narrative in July 2017 when the Los Angeles Lakers signed KCP to a 1-year deal for $18 million. He suggested that this was a wink-wink favor to agent Rich Paul to keep his clutch sports clients happy, likely as a precursor to LeBron James's eventual move to LA. He said this a year before LeBron went to the Lakers about this deal. Now, the for people who don't remember the backstory, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was offered $80 million by the Detroit Pistons over 5 years, and he turned it down to be a free agent to chase more money. He went to free agency and saw there was nothing there close to the number he turned down. So basically, he kind of fucked his client. And the Lakers, according to Bill Simmons, basically the Lakers saw that he fucked up the situation with the client and suggested that this was a way to be like, hey, you messed that up. We'll give him a big 1-year deal, right? So that means, he turned down $14 million a year, I think, which is 5 for 80 is $16 million a year. So here we'll actually give him more than $16 million just on 1 year. And then maybe he can rebuild his value and get a deal that makes up some of the money, right? So this is what his theory was. I cannot help but wonder if this is part 2. Obviously, LeBron's not going to the Bucks, and they're not in a situation for any of the best players that Rich Paul has to end up in Milwaukee anytime soon. But I wonder if the Milwaukee said that basically, hey, we're going to be asked. The money that we spend doesn't really matter. We're in a rebuild. If we're going to spend money, why not spend some of it to make Rich Paul happy? Like, I just wonder if that's within the realm of possibility. Key also shot. Yeah, Key's having a way better game than yesterday. What? Did they wipe our points off? No, okay, sorry. It still has to happen. Maybe we keep RJ because he might be one of the only players that would sign an extension with us. Do free agents still not want to sign? Okay, this is a better talk to have at a commercial break, so I'm gonna start this. Yo, I will never forget her finessing us with the BI contract. Yo, say what you want as Biddle goes to the free throw line, showing some good mobility there. The BI contract helped us get Kawhi, and the thing you have to understand is right, like had the BI contract been for less money, we would have had a harder time trading for Kawhi because we would have had to throw more shit in the trade. Like, it all worked out in the end, so I'm not going to be upset. Now, if we don't trade for Kawhi, maybe that ends up being looked at in hindsight differently. But say what you will, it helped us get Kawhi. As Biddle hits the free throw to put us up 12. How many points does Biddle have now? Biddle is up to 6 points. Damn. Get my guy going more. Come on, point guards. You have one job. But yeah, shout out to everybody in here. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to hang out again tomorrow, 3 p.m. local time for Tempo against Liberty from Montreal, the Bell Center, La Belle Provence, I think is what they call it. Maybe not. I don't know. Foul. I think Hepburn fouled whoever had the ball. It wasn't Thornton, and that's the one player I know on the Rockets. Yeah, every time I see Biddle's bald spot, it's like the first time I saw his bald spot. Like, it jumps at me, and like I flinch a little bit. Yeah, are you from Montreal, bro? Nice shot. Okay, I will say, like, this guy number 9 who keeps shooting, at least he's starting to make his shots now. Graves from 3. Oh, he missed. No. I can't, bro. I can't. I don't normally see this shit on TV, man. Think about it. This is the NBA. When guys that get this old, they fix that shit. Graves. Oh, he wanted to shoot that shit. Fouled. Oh, okay, true. Okay, there's a couple of people I know that tap in from Montreal. I've only been a couple times. Yeah, Knicks checks out for Houston. He was taking a bunch of their shots. Oh, Hepburn got stripped. Thankfully, this is summer league, and you don't get punished for your mistakes that like all the time because Houston just took a horrible shot. Nate Biddle from 3 rattles in. Let's go. That's my center right there. That's my center. Oh, good shot contest. He made the rebound look difficult though. That motherfucker had Bismack Biyombo hands for a second there. Yo, I have the most selfish take about this. I have the most selfish take of all. My whole thing is like I don't want like any other Canadian cities to get teams because if the next like LeBron James is from like Montreal, I would want him to play for I would want that person to want to play for the Raptors. Purely selfish, only considering my self-interest. I'm kind of hoping we never get another Canadian team. But yeah, I have a good feeling about Biddle. Me too, man. Me too. Once he goes bald or gets a transplant, we're good. Yo, big man. Oh, we bailed them out there. Biddle fouled the man, put him on the free throw line. Light call. At the same time, you don't need to contest the shot where the guy is falling down like that. Yo, fuck you. I'll still be Raps fan. We need more teams here. Hey, man, I said what I said and I stand by it. Chris and Ack sent you packing. That's true. That's true. if we want to talk about packing and people being sent, man, where's Jaylen Brown? Where did Jaylen Brown go? Shout out to Will, though. Will is one of the Celtics fans in our community. Houston makes the free throw, 10-point game. 84-74 with 7:32 left on my screen. Hepburn to Lundy. Lundy, 25. Oh my God. 25 did a great job and then just got cooked all of a sudden. Open dunk is opened up by Seth Lundy and Burnett flushed it down. Oh, I hear that for sure, bro. I hear that for sure. Like that trade, oh my goodness. Could not believe what I was looking at when it happened. We got 2026 Paul George. Also, here's the thing. I have a thing here. Hold on. Paul George. Hold on. It's 1-1 in extra time. If England gets to play Switzerland, bro, of all teams, my goodness. Okay. Paul George. Okay, guys, bonus coverage. If this game, this will end. If that match goes to penalties, we're gonna hang around on stream. Paul George, Celtics. I just realized this is Twitter and I gotta scroll through this slowly in case any crazy shit pops up just as I say it. Where the hell? What do I gotta search to get the this, bro? This is not Paul George. Yes, the Celtics cloned Paul George. This is not him. At least get VJ facts. I feel like Boston got some good picks though. I'll say my serious basketball analysis of Boston in a second. Who the fuck is this guy though? That's not Paul George. Lundy from like 35 misses, can't get the rebound. Houston misses a runner. Raptors go the other way. Hogard with the ball. Get this. Why is Hogard on the floor? Who should be on the floor? Burnett. Oh, Chucky Hepburn should be on the floor. Oh, come on, Graves. Graves should have had the ball there. To be honest, he just got out-hustled by Thornton. And that's not normal, bro. I've seen Graves have a lot of good hustle moments. That one was surprising. Graves. Burnett spins. Oh, my God. They all collapsed around him. That's nasty, dude. That was nasty. Free throw for Houston. Okay. My genuine thought about the Celtics is like the trade in a vacuum is horrible value. I think Paul George and 2 picks for Jaylen Brown is horrible value in a vacuum. But if you think about what their team is, right? They're basically handing Jason Tatum a better team than Jaylen Brown had last year. So, I mean, look at that team, right? I think they lost Vooch and maybe one player, right? But they basically added Paul George and Mitchell Robinson, 2 players who are good players. Like you can have criticisms against those players. They have weaknesses, but they're good at the sport of basketball. You had the team you had last year. Hugo gets better because he's older. Shireman gets better because he's older. And if Tatum is better than Jaylen Brown, the team is supposed to be pretty damn good next year. This is my thing. Like I just don't want people to let Jason Tatum off the hook if they have a step back next year because they're handing him a better team than Jaylen Brown had. So that's like my serious thought about Boston. 905 coach didn't know how to call a timeout. Yeah, he let the run go way too long. Raptors are choking right now. Why are they not looking for Graves out there? It's annoying. Well, the point guard play is horrible. And there's really no way to get around it in these like big moments here. If you can't run a set and you're just hoping for somebody to create something out of nothing, it's gonna fall apart. And to a certain extent, that's summer league as a whole, but it definitely looks bad. But I hate the PR these men run after. We were worse with JB when we paired JB on the court. JB had a bad attitude and all this rubbish. Yeah, it's just like it's weird to see them like personally attack Jaylen Brown. I think it would honestly, I would have at least respected if they were just like, look, financially, it's really tough in the second apron era to carry 2 max deals. We signed these 2 deals before the second apron era. This aged really poorly. We kind of felt like this was the best way to build a well-rounded team. I would disagree with it, but I would respect it. Tearing him down personally was not the way to go forward. Basically upgrading to since it was injured last year, blah, 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 blah. The only thing is that the East got much better. This is fair. This is definitely fair. So yeah, like they, in theory, were supposed to have gotten better. The East got better as well. So yeah, I get it. East is stacked now. Pacers, whenever Kawhi is in the East gets really good. It's a thing. But yeah, shout out to everybody in here. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Road to 500 subs. We're 23 subs away. The hope is to get there by the end of the summer. I'll be back on Monday, and then after that, I'll be back on Thursday, and then Tempo streams carrying us into Raptor season. By the way, let's not forget that all this is because of them going all in for Giannis and ultimately not wanting to give up anything. Feels like they almost did this on purpose. You either get Giannis or lose JB. Yeah, the whole Giannis pursuit being so public is weird. Like, to a certain extent, great setup there for Jamarian Sharp. It looks like what we said in the timeout is that, hey, offense is going to shit. We're going to put the 7'5" guy on the floor and just throw lobs to him. And that's not inherently wrong. That's not inherently wrong. Wait a second. Graves is off the floor. Oh, hell no. What? Yeah. Burnett, Hepburn, Key, Hogard, and Sharp. Oh, this is the bench lineup. Are they going to put the starters back in? This is I don't know. There's not that much time left. It's like they said, bench unit, take us home. That's weird. RJ plus Pirtle plus first or 2 firsts for Larry Markkinen. Okay. I will check the salaries on this in a second. I have a couple things to look. They didn't trade Hugo for Giannis. Giannis surrounded by Celtics 3&D supporting cast would have been crazy. I agree. My question would become, as Knicks makes a 3 for Houston, making it a 6-point game, 90-84 on my screen. Giannis is so the opposite of what the Celtics have been doing these last few years in terms of trying their best to play 5 out and chucking. Obviously, they had Keita, who's not a floor spacer. Like, I also don't think Giannis is a 5. My point is, Giannis is so the opposite of what they've done. I thought they were either going to find, if Giannis was on Boston, they were going to find a middle point and be unstoppable, or they were going to ask Giannis to do shit that he's not best at, in terms of like, either you're a 5, and I don't think he's a 5, and you can play like how you play, or you have to play different. Like, I always felt like if Boston got him, it was a boom or bust situation. Turnover by Houston, still an 8-point game. Yeah. Shout out to Caden. Yeah, and I would hate that, bro. If they turned Giannis into a 3-point shooter, I would hate that with my whole heart. So that's why I said what I said. Like, oh, come on. That wasn't a foul. Hogard made a play. He hasn't made a ton of plays, but that was one. And then they called the foul. Yeah, so this is the thing, man. Giannis and the Celtics were either going to come together and be unstoppable, or it was going to flop. And there was no in between. But yeah, again, it's definitely worth clowning Boston for the trade, but like in theory, I still think they're going to be pretty good. Tyreek Key from 3. Okay, got to tip my hat to Tyreek Key. Yesterday, around roughly 24 hours ago, I thought he was ass. He's proved me wrong today. Hell of a game from him. Tyreek Key, shout out to you. It would dumb to do that. Boston as a hub would bring championship. Was really stubborn. No, I watched Game 7 against the Sixers last year. There's a stream. I could not believe what I was watching. Against all odds, they were shooting threes. Against all odds. So this is kind of my concern. I've seen stubbornness from this man that I don't see from coaches very often. Did you see Seahawks bought out for 96 billion? 9.6 billion. Yeah, for sure, bro. By somebody who has some involvement with the Niners, bro. That's crazy. How did I get? Oh, I edited that. So I took the image of the Raptors court and then I put this text here and then I made it my background. Man said, "Come on, Rockets." Hold on. Do we have our first Rockets fan in the community? If so, welcome, because we do welcome opposing fans, as evidenced by the Hawks fan here and the Celtics fan here. That being said, we're packing you guys up today. I'm sorry. That rocket is about to land in 255. Okay, there was a couple starred things here. First of all, I don't know if my guy T-Pop is still here. Maybe we keep RJ because he might be one of the players that could have. Do free agents still not want to sign extensions or new contracts in Toronto? So the thing is, bro, in the modern NBA, it's really hard to sign other teams' good players in free agency because you have to be below the salary cap to spend money in free agency. That's like big money, right? And it's really tough to be that far below the salary cap considering most teams exist above the salary cap. So it's like, first of all, a lot of teams would have a hard time getting from above the cap to the cap. And then you'd have to go from to the cap to below the cap. So it's not going to happen in terms of us making a big move, big signing from another city. Like some of our, like, if you think about the last few years, the biggest free agency signings, you're talking about Mamus and Otto Porters and these kind of guys. It's going to be a trade. And in terms of extensions, I think it's easy to get a player to sign an extension. I think that, like, I mean, especially with what we've seen, Kawhi was the big guy that we weren't able to get to commit to an extension as of late. Like, we've had a pretty good run of re-signing players. And then Kawhi, the one person who didn't, is coming back. So, like, I think we would have an easy time retaining people. I think generally in the NBA as a whole, and this is for every team, it's hard to sign other people's free agents. A sign and trade is the best way to do it. And then Banana Bread Tan says RJ plus Pirtle for Larry Markkinen. I have to 2-1 Argentina. Fuck, bro. They're playing with fire, man. They're definitely gonna lose to England. Definitely. Let me close all these random windows for a second. Okay. Utah Jazz, where are they? Sharp is shooting a free throw to put us up 13, and he made it, man. 7-5 shooting free throws. Let's go. Markkinen makes 46 mil. Yeah, I don't. You know what? The salaries would work. The salaries on this deal would work. My question would be, though, is that the Jazz just traded 3 firsts for Jaren Jackson. They're not going to trade Laurie because they're like looking to shed veteran players for young pieces. Like, this trade right here is very much about, like, they don't get better by having RJ and Jakob Poeltl. They would be getting worse. And I think they're in the part of their rebuild where they're going to start to try to get good now, especially if they have Darren Peterson. And they traded 3 firsts for Triple J. So the question has to be asked, why are they trading Lauri Markkinen? It would only happen if they determine that he's a bad fit for what they have. And I just don't know if that's going to happen. But if they determine that this is a bad fit and Jamarian Sharp is shooting a free throw again, because it's still not the 2-minute mark, so that was for all the points. So yeah, man, I don't know. Like, this one I have a hard time imagining actually happening. But if we do make a trade with Utah, I don't think that they would just, like, they would take 1 first for taking Jakob Poeltl, and then the RJ and the other first would be for Markkinen. And I feel like they could get a better offer than this. Like, the only way this trade works is if Poeltl becomes a positive asset, and I don't know if that's going to happen. But yeah. Shoot. Okay, looks like Jamarian Sharp is going to shoot another free throw. It's still not the 2-minute mark, so I think they're just doing a hack a Sharp here, which I kind of get. But yeah, shout out to everybody in here. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Back tomorrow again for Tempo against Liberty from Montreal, and then back Monday for Raptors Pacers, I believe. It's crazy. In terms of fit though, Markkinen would be ideal for Kawhi running. Yeah, I mean, to get a scoring punch. The thing too is we would also be a fucking big team, dude. Because at that point, right, like Scotty, Markkinen, and Kawhi are your wings. Because I don't think anybody there could be your big. So those are your wings. Like you'd be a big team, dude. A super big team, and there'd be a good amount of scoring. I don't see. Here's the thing. I have Markkinen has always been on bad teams. Is he a good defender? And I think the answer is no. If he's a bad defender, how bad of a defender is he? Like, is it bad, or is it like manageable? Jamarian Sharp. Okay, now we're in the last 2 minutes, so the free throws are done normally. 2 free throws for 2 points. Switzerland got a red card too? Ain't no way. They've been playing this long with a red card? That's crazy. Argentina's getting packed up by England, guys. I hope you guys are ready for an England-France final. War of 1812, run that back. Run that back. In New York, of all places. 15-point game, 101-86. And we have a miss. Graves has the ball, so they did sub him back onto the floor. Lundy from 3, another chance to chuck, misses, gets the offensive rebound. Sharp at the basket gets fouled again. Bro, they're putting Sharp on the line every chance they get. Would make it hard for teams to clog up our offense. On defense, we'd have Jacoby, Kawhi, Graves off the bench. Could have lineups. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. As a purely offensive move, there would still be upside. Kawhi, Scotty, CMB, Lloyd. Whoo! Whoo! Yeah, the shooting there would be big. I mentioned this, right? Like, I think the lineup I'm most looking forward to right now is quickly Jacoby there to shoot the shit out of the ball, and then Kawhi, Scotty, and CMB. So, like, I think about the defensive front court, like defensively, right? And I like Jacoby defensively as well as like a guy to defend guards. But I think about like those players with the spacing of the two guards plus Kawhi. And I actually think Scotty and CMB would do really well in that environment. Sharp was 17 points. No, man, Sharp had a better game today for sure. Sharp did well, man. Sharp and Biddle, as far as summer league bigs go, you can't be mad there. You cannot be mad. If that man's on the 905, I'm going to Saga to watch him for sure. Where is he from? Jamarian Sharp. Jermaine Sharp is from Kentucky. Hey, does Kentucky count as country? Sorry, like that's not like a person from Kentucky isn't like country. What is country? What does Kentucky count as? It's not. Is it? I don't think. Is it the Midwest? Hold on. Sharp was charged with aggravated assault for firing a gun while a vehicle was being repossessed. No one was injured. Sharp was taken into custody and was given a $100K bond. Holy, bro! If you're 7'5" and you shoot me, I might hate you even more, right? Because you're 7'5", you can just fight me. Like you're 7, bro. If I'm repossessing your car and you want me to stop, you have crazy reach, bro. You could keep me away with a jab. It would be easy. Yo, all that advantage, and you shoot me. Oh man, That would be tough, man. That would be really, really tough. We're in the last minute, people. It's 102 to 89, 51 seconds to go. Raptors inbounding the ball. Hepburn, what the hell was that? Why? All right, man. Summer league, man. Summer league. Well, Raptors are sitting on the ball, letting the clock bleed. Houston will take the last shot of the game, people. So we are wrapping up here. This game is over. Like I said, the schedule for the channel. Oh man, shout out to Jeff, 3-1 Argentina. Yeah. All right. So random World Cup talk before we end up here. I have France over Spain, England over Argentina, which sets up Spain against Argentina in Miami. So Messi goes back to where he plays, like his home stadium, for a third place match in probably the last game of his World Cup career. So Messi gets the W against Spain in the third place match, which sets up England against France, War of 1812, in the final, and France gets the W over England. So that's how I have the World Cup finishing, people. I don't do any soccer content, but I will be watching those games at work. Don't tell my boss. And yeah, like I said, the schedule for the channel is this. 1 second. Let me go. Sofa score tempo. I just want to see what game the tempo have. Okay, so the tempo play on tomorrow and then Tuesday. Okay, so that's the game I'm doing. So I'm back tomorrow to watch Liberty Tempo at 3, then the Summer League game at 4:30 on Monday, and then this Mystics Tempo game on Tuesday, and then Raptors Summer League on Thursday, and then Dream Tempo on Friday. So lots of streams coming up this week, people. Feel free to hang out. Like as you've seen on this stream, this is very much a hangout. So if the game is not it, we will talk and, take the conversation wherever we want to take it. If you guys pull up to a tempo stream and you have Raptor stuff you want to talk about, we can do that. So feel free to come hang out, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. I'm out. Peace.